Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So Ethereum pushed above the 1847 level, clearly above the pivot, something that Bitcoin didn't do. So the idea that this here was a triangle that could push directly to the downside has been clearly invalidated. Now, we talked, however, about alternatives, of course, should that move to the upside occur. And we said there are a few options. So the main problem I have at the moment is that price action is pushing, but it's not clearly bullish. Why is it not clearly bullish? Because the move up of the Friday, the 12th of May low was just corrective. So we have a situation where the move down of the April high can be counted as an A wave. This move up can be counted as a B wave into the May high. And the move down, though, is only a 3-wave move. So as a WXY, but I said numerous times, Ethereum could have bottomed. So due to that potential, I think, was it last weekend or the weekend before, I bought a small position here, because the potential is there. So just, again, considering different options. But it's just not likely that Ethereum bottomed yet, because a WXY structure needs additional proof. Well, it's possible though, okay, because we reached the minimum requirement in this wave 2 correction, which is the 50% retracement. However, it would only be possible in a WXY structure, which is normally a less likely scenario. But of course, also sometimes less likely scenario work out. So, however, if that's the case, had Ethereum really bottomed here in that larger wave 2 correction, I would like to see an impulse to the upside. Now, we don't have one, okay? So it's not like, okay, this move up was clearly a wave 1 impulse, okay? That would have been easy. Had that been the case, I'd say, great, waiting for the wave 2 pullback, have a new trade setup. But I did tell you this could be a trade setup, but only in a diagonal, so it's less probable. Because in a diagonal, price needs to prove it. So if we get something like that, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, then we have a really good chance we have indeed bottomed. And then this would count as a wave 1. And if we come down in a wave 2, this is our next trade setup. Unfortunately, price action was so slow that not much happened over the last few days and weeks. And then we could move higher. Yeah, that's a promising outlook, but I need to see price fill in 5 waves first. Get that 3-wave pullback, okay? So that's a possibility that has come up now. Yeah, as I said before, above 1847, possible bullish scenarios will come up, but they will need to prove themselves. And this is the only bullish case that I think can work here. As a 3-wave up, 3-wave down, 3-wave up, 3-wave down, 3 waves up. For everybody who's new on this channel, if you have 3 waves in one direction, that's typically corrective, and you can count it as an ABC structure. If an ABC structure moves to the upside, it can be bullish, but it shouldn't be, okay? Whereas if it was an impulse, it should be bullish. So that's the difference, and therefore probabilities for this move up in 5 waves are naturally lower. But just because they are lower, it doesn't mean they couldn't work out, okay? So even if I said to you that it might have, whatever, a 30% probability or 20%, even though that's highly subjective, that's still a lot. That's still a lot. Okay, so just be aware of that. But that's not primarily what I'm focusing on. First of all, we want to explore corrective options because the movement just looks corrective. So what are the options? Option 1, and that is a possibility, is that this was an A wave, this was a B wave, and we're coming down in a C wave ending diagonal. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, but that shouldn't go much higher. And then the wave 5 down. Literally, I would want this to break down now. And above that level, it's not that ending diagonal anymore. But of course, there are other options, like, for example, the B wave triangle. Yeah, that the B wave never finished here, but that we have an A wave, a B wave, a C wave now, then a D and an E before we come down. So we talked about that higher B wave. Now we just want to put a bit more detail to it. So that's a possibility. Yeah, I think these are the main options we have, and we've got the next clear pivot point or resistance point here just around the corner, which is here, this 1889 level. Yeah, this is going to be next. I'm going to move up that relevant resistance because that's the next pivot point. Not really invalidation for anything, but my view is if it goes above that level, I won't count this as a wave 4 anymore. I already now think the wave 4 possibility is unlikely. So I would then look at a higher B wave. Or actually, maybe we have to unpack a scenario I don't really like to use, but it's a possible one, which would be a WXYXZ scenario. Because we have, you can count that as corrective down, corrective, 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 corrective. These, however, never really work out. So I think other scenarios are more likely, but that's a possibility because it is so choppy, and in an impulse to the downside, this should have literally followed through already. Yeah, that's the situation. So I think at the moment we need to be watching that 1889 level first. Let me see. Yeah, need to be watching that 1889 level first, and later if we get a little bit more detail, then we have maybe more clarity if it's a wave 4, if it's a B wave, you know. Unfortunately, it's a bit messy at this stage, but 1889 is going to be next resistance and a possible turning point. If we get above that level, then we could look at this triangle option for the B wave, and let's just check Fibonacci extensions. Okay, so here we've already reached the 61.8 extension at 1875. Sort of see a bit of a reaction there. But let's see, next extensions would then be, the next relevant one would be here, 1959. Would take us to here. But yeah, these are the options. So let's see. First of all, what we can certainly say is movement to the upside is corrective at this stage. So if movement to the upside is corrective, it suggests that we should get one more low. If the movement to the upside is going to become impulsive, or well, at least a diagonal, then that's where we need to focus on something more bullish. But we're not there at this stage. Okay, so at the moment, I see every upside as corrective. And yeah, let's see. I mean, Bitcoin hasn't pushed through the pivot, but it might very well do it. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.